Aloha, everybody. I bet you're wondering why I'm wearing leis, a beach towel, and sunglasses? Yeah, well, because I enjoyed Poland so much, I figured I would take another vacation in light of the coronavirus. So, I'm currently on the Caribbean islands, enjoying a nice pina colada smoothie and curling up with a good book. So, what? Book report? Oh, right, that was the thing. Well, I guess now's as good a time as any, even though I'm kind of, on vacation from school, but, I'll give my book report, sure. I'm gonna have to change out of these clothes, though, but, alright, hold on 1 second. Ooh, that was quick. Oh, no more islands. Oh well. It's time to give my book report presentation of Lydia Yukinovich's The Book of Joan. So, The Book of Joan is a post-apocalyptic, dystopian kind of society that focuses on 3 different characters, starting with our main character, Christine de Pizan, who lives in a panopticon in a place called Ciel, which is kind of a space station / prison that hovers right above the Earth in space. Which also takes place in the year 2049. So what makes this book different from, say, other dystopian books I've read is that while the genre is supposed to focus on a society that's broken or run down from after an apocalyptic event, this one takes place mostly in space and talking about, at first, his main character, Christine, who is a feminist writer and does these things called skin grafts, which is burns marks into the skin. And they do this because there is almost no trace left of humanity in people. There is no more gender, so they've lost genitalia, their skin has gone white, almost translucent, and they have almost lost a lot about what it's like to be human, which is one of the biggest, basically main issues throughout the entire book. So the 3 techniques that I want to talk about and focus on are language, genre, and structure. So in this book, the language is very, not technical, but there is some jargon that is different and new to the reader because it's a made-up society, it's a made-up world, so things like the Ciel, the Panopticon, these are new terms that I didn't know previously, and that are new, and they contribute to the book because it's definitely part of world building. Also for language, there tends to be a lot of swearing, especially in the beginning of the book, so there's a lot of the F word, and there's a lot of references to sexual demeanor, and a lot of stuff with that, which definitely contributes to the tone of the book, but it's only ever used in the context, mostly in the context of sex, and that, I think, contributes a lot to the book itself and the overall tone. And as for genre, like I mentioned earlier, it's very dystopian, very post-apocalyptic, and again, like I said earlier, with that comes focusing on a society that is broken and run down, but the society in this story is run by Jean de Men, which is basically a dictator in this day and age, who Christine, the main character, cannot stand. And there is a lot of fighting. The world is not very good. The Earth has been destroyed because of just catastrophic geo problems, and that has been a lot of the focus of the book as well. And as far as language, genre, and the structure of the book, which the book is split into 2 books, and we get to know different character point of views, and it's very interesting, and I think it definitely goes towards the book, and I think it makes it that much more unique, and we get to see different perspectives of different characters. So it's told from a very interesting point of view as well, which is another technique, but It's a very, very interesting, futuristic kind of novel. As far as do I think this novel helped me, or like how has it helped me with my project, this novel, very weird and very, very out there, but what it has helped me with is understanding the human condition, and people's wants and needs and desires, and what it's like to no longer be human physically but still feel those wants and desires. So I think that it's actually, despite inspiring a creative fiction piece for my creative response, what it's also done has helped me with my poetry and how I feel and what it's like to be human, and kind of different aspects of like not just gender but also sexuality and how I feel about that, but expressed through my poetry. So overall, I think that this novel is definitely an interesting read. I think you should go ahead and read Joan, the Book of Joan, um, but be prepared for a lot of interesting language, concepts, but overall, I would say that it did help my writing, and it definitely gave me some more creative juices for writing poetry and even some fiction. So, overall, I would give this book a 4 out of 5. So, yeah. Bye, guys.